You have reported on very critical issues as well, and specifically when it comes to human rights, when it comes to minorities, specifically as an foreign journalist, because when we as storyteller or filmmakers or native storytellers, we eventually face a lot of difficulties. There are multiple censorship filters are there. But when as an foreign journalist, what do you think about how you navigate this?
In India, for example, when I was there for 5 years, there at the embassy, they were reading all my articles. And there they didn't like it when I was writing about poverty, because for them, they were a country with 10% economic growth. So then they often asked me to come to the foreign affairs, and they were often threatening me to stop my visa. Here, as foreign journalists, we know there's a line. You can write a lot. I don't think they will stop your visa because you are writing about Balochistan. You can't go there, but you can write about it. But some issues, you can't write about it. Then you cross the border, and then it's happened that journalists then are kicked out of Pakistan.
Are you saying like in Pakistan there is more freedom of speech compared to India?
I don't want to call it freedom of speech. It's more, I think India is more controlled than Pakistan.
Being an outsider, do you think is it difficult to build trust with the communities here?
No, totally not. No, I think it's more difficult for you if you go to the Netherlands and you try to connect yourself with a village in the Netherlands. They will look at you and think that you're from the moon, or you are black and your eyes are black and your skin is dark. So they already have put you in the box. They think, oh, this man could be dangerous.
Alien.
Here I go. I'm a mother. You have seen my daughter. I'm divorced. I don't cover my hair. I drive on my own in my car. I've been to so many villages, and I just walk inside, and sometimes I make a joke. I don't have to spend here any money. I can go with my empty wallet to the village. I don't do it, but they give you meals. Hey, Bachi, you can stay. Bachi, my house is your house. That's something they will not tell you in the Netherlands.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
You never get this kind of hospitality and comfort. And it's just not Netherlands. Generally in the West, this is what I feel. Hello everyone, I am Jawad Sharif with another interesting episode of Untold Stories. And in today's podcast, we have a very special guest, and I would say old friend, but not that old. Maybe it's been 6-7 years or maybe more. And she's such an inspiration for me, and I always wanted to have this discussion or this conversation with her. And I am really grateful, like she took out time and she is here with us today in our studio. Hello, Wilma.
Hello, Jawad.
Thank you so much. I mean, taking out time for this long due conversation, which I thought multiple times, but every time somehow it skipped out of my mind, and we had we had this like casual conversation, and then I thought, okay. But thank you so much. So Wilma, I think during this podcast or during this session, I think there is so many things which I am going to learn about you as well, because we never had this formal conversation. So you are journalist, you are writer, you are anthropologist, and in addition to that, I mean, now you are like founder of this Asian travel pioneers and this community tourism and this whole new phenomena here in Pakistan. So I want to get into the all aspects. But first of all, I mean, let's start with journalism. Like how you got into it, where you got this inspiration, and your stories. And specifically, I have gone through very few of them, but I know it's like very critical and very in-depth work. So how you got into this, into the writing and into the journalism?
I think as a child, I was already working on my diaries. I have, I have so many diaries. So I was writing every day what I was doing, but also what was happening around me. And yeah, when the choice came, what are you going to do after when you're finished with school? I wanted to go to the School of Journalism, and it was. And if I look at myself now at this age, and I've said to myself so many times, I should change, I should find another job. That is what you see in your career. But I think I'm going to die as a journalist because it's a kind of mission. It's also a hobby. It's my passion. It's my love. It's everything.
Yeah, but you study anthropology as well.
Also, yeah. Because when I finished the School of Journalism, I was thinking I have done this now for 4 years, but what do I know? And then I went to the university, and for 6 years I was studying anthropology, and I think that has made me, how can I say, that has given me so many depth in my life and so many visions. I think every journalist, and perhaps also not only for journalists, because sometimes I say for every children, instead of having religion at school, we should have anthropology at school. Because there we learn that we all different. You and I, we are from a different culture.
Yeah.
But that's not a problem. That's great because we see the difference. It's a color in our life, and we can discuss about it.
Yeah, and this diversity eventually, I mean, it's very important, and I think everyone should, I mean, study anthropology. I mean, somehow, whatever you do for your profession, but anthropology is something like it teach you and it takes you in that depths where you can understand the diversity and the differences, and that brings somehow acceptance inside you as well. You did reporting for Dutch media, and you have done lot of reporting from South and South Asia as well. So what attracted you towards South?
I just wanted to go to abroad. I just wanted to go out of the Netherlands. The Netherlands is such a small country.
Yeah.
Everything is organized. I felt so bored. I was really thinking with my anthropology, with my journalism, what can I write every day? What is going to excite me here? Nothing. So then I was already as a journalist traveling for the Dutch radio. So I've been to many countries outside. But when I was for a longer trip in Southeast Asia, and the correspondent was telling me that he wanted to leave, I said, "Oh, then I want your job." And I think 3 months later, I was in Jakarta, and I had whole Southeast Asia. First, there were two correspondents, and then they made it to one part. So I was always traveling. I came to all the places. I think in whole Southeast Asia, the only country I've never been is the Philippines. For the rest, I've been everywhere. I feel blessed. Really, I feel blessed.
Yeah, but you spent more time in Indonesia, right?
Yeah, I lived there for 11 years.
11 years. And then in India as well.
Also 5 years.
Yeah. And Pakistan.
7 years, yeah. Yeah, but I can also remember when I became a correspondent in India, that was also the moment that there was a lot of, they call it the war against terrorism. So then I was working for the television. I had often had to go to India. So then I went to Amritsar, and then I went to the border. I walked over the border to Pakistan. So there was a moment that both sides, they also recognized me. I could just walk inside. Nobody was checking my passport. Nobody was checking my suitcase, especially at the Pakistanis. I'd say, "Hey, Bachi, are you back again?"
So how this region shaped you as journalist and as person?
I think I have become
Because it is very different
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah.
Netherlands. I mean, everything is so organized, so perfect.
I think what I have it now when I'm back in the Netherlands. I had to go for a couple of years because my daughter is now studying there. And then I see people are so high educated, but for everyone is a box. The Dutch people are putting everyone in a box. So you are wearing blue, you are saying blah, 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 blah. Your car is like this, you live in a house like this. So then you are box this. And there is no acceptance. I think, and they also don't read. They don't know anything about Pakistan. They don't know anything about India. But they also don't want to know it because they think they already know everything. So if I compare myself now with the Dutch, I think I was also like this when I started.
Hmm.
And living in Asian countries where life is so much easier, where life is so much more relaxed, where people are not putting you in a box. Do you feel that in Pakistan people are putting you in a box? Putting a stamp on your back?
Yeah, I mean, at times it happens as well. But yeah, I understand that because I traveled extensively in Europe as well, that I have seen even most of the time people don't know about like what Pakistan is. People still know about India because of the tourism, but no one knows about Pakistan. And it has, I mean, such a, negative image when it comes to Pakistan, like it's just about extremism, it's terrorism, and they don't know the other side, or the beautiful side of the Pakistan, and the and those innocent people, and that beauty of the landscape and the hospitality. So they don't know anything about it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what you can blame the people by themselves. Because I think you do the same. You are reading books, you are watching documentaries. YouTube, you can find the most beautiful stories about Pakistan. And you also can blame the international media because they always are making the same stories about terrorism in Pakistan.
Yeah, true,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So I mean, being an outsider, uh, do you think is it difficult to build trust with the communities here?
No, totally not. No, I think it's more difficult for you if you go to the Netherlands and you try to connect yourself with a village in the Netherlands. They will look at you and think that you're from the moon, or you are black and your eyes are black and your skin is dark. So they already have put you in the box. They think, oh, this man could be dangerous.
Alien.
Here I
Yeah.
go. Nou ja, I'm a mother. You have seen my daughter. I'm divorced. I don't cover my hair. I drive on my own in my car. I've been to so many villages and I just walk inside. And yeah, sometimes I make a joke. I don't have to spend here any money. I can go with my empty wallet to the village. I don't do it, but they give you meals. Hey, Bachi, you can stay. Bachi, my house is your house. Now, that's something they will not tell you in the
Yeah,
Netherlands.
not at all. I
Not
mean,
at all.
you never get this kind of
No,
hospitality and
no.
comfort, and it's just not Netherlands. In generally in the West, this is what I feel. So I mean, yeah, it is. So you get this kind of hospitality, and you feel like they open their heart and their door for you, and it's not that difficult, because when it comes to the writing and storytelling and reporting, the first thing is to build trust with people, with the communities, or with culture. And this is very interesting inside. I mean, so you think this is the easy area to report and work on?
Yeah, it's the most interesting thing is what I never thought, because I also go with I'm also biased. That's what I also have learned with cultural anthropology.
Yeah.
That's ethnocentrism, your Western spectacles you are wearing, and you can't get it off. I always we are not neutral. Journalists are not
No.
neutral, but you should understand that you are not neutral. And um, just I always think go with the flow. I go in everywhere. I make my story. I go with the flow. Let's see what people wants to tell me, and but they are very open. They're also open about the political situation. They tell you a lot, but they also love to tell about their lives, about their children.
This is very true. Like generally we say like we try to be neutral, or as journalist, or as investigative storyteller, or even as a filmmaker, you have to be neutral. You should not bring your own worldview in this story. But I think it can never happen. Even for me, like somehow my political ideology, my views, my worldview, it is there. So it cannot be neutral at all. We cannot be apolitical about our stories. So it is there, and we should accept that at some extent. So any event, any incident during this field reporting when you started, and it changed your perspective.
I was I and had this discussion also in the Netherlands. We're talking about women. Women, we and NGOs also. I think still a lot of NGOs are thinking that women in the rural areas are not empowered. So how many empowerment projects do we have in the village? But I think in the village, women are more empowered than these women of the elite in Pakistan, because they are going to the West, they are going to study, and when they come back, they are supposed to marry and they're supposed not to work. So they are sitting there with a magazine on the sofa, don't know what to do. And if you look at the women in the field, my gosh, they can shout. They can. If I've seen that how they have set up their whole life. They are working on the land. They are doing the household. They are taking care of their husbands, of the children. And I think if you want to make a change, any change you want to make in Pakistan, people are often going to the men. But I don't think a man is going to make any change. I'm sorry, Jawad, they're not going to make any change in Pakistan. And I think you have to go to the woman.
Yeah.
There is the change. And
Yeah.
that's something we don't understand. We really don't understand. Because, and that's, then we are talking about, I can't find the word now, is that you can't think out of your box. Because this is the opinion that's always what people are telling about Pakistan, about women. Then they don't believe it. Yeah, but they say, but women have no freedom in Pakistan. Even my mother. Even my mother, she has never been in Pakistan. She said women have no freedom. Now,
So you have given up on men in Pakistan.
now, in the sense of are men interested for me? No, 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 no. I also think with interviewing them, often I think they're not going to give you the real picture.
Okay.
It's more interesting to talk with women
Yeah.
because there are more. Because then you feel sometimes, there's the sisterhood, the trust.
And they are more.
No, especially now my daughter is not here, but I took Naomi really. I have thought about it with me because it was when she was little, she was playing with all these children, and when she got older, the teenagers were also sitting there. It helped by opening the door
Yeah.
because I was not sitting there as
Yes.
an outsider. I was sitting there as a mother,
Yes.
same like them,
Yes.
with my daughter.
Yeah. So it helps you to
Yeah.
connect
Yeah.
eventually. Yeah. It's very interesting. So any interesting stories about men in Pakistan?
Which story do you want to hear?
Which story you want to share? So I mean, it's totally up to you. Because they generally, I mean, I think we South Asian, or specifically we Pakistanis, we really stereotype women, and specifically women with the blonde hair, and I think you keep hearing these kind of comments. And has it happened like when you are in a remote area or in a village, even in the city, like all of the men are after you or something like that?
No, no, I don't. But what I see sometimes is that I can't be nice to a man because if I, let's say on Facebook, because I use Facebook a lot for my research. So if I'm very nice to a man, then from that moment, every morning he's going to send me a picture. Good morning, or can you send me your WhatsApp? And that's something you can't do in Pakistan. The moment you give your WhatsApp, then you have to block him after a week. So
But I think it's not just about you, it's about the local women as well. So I think
they are in
uh,
one way. In India, I never felt it like this way. And in Indonesia, here is a Gori. In Indonesia, they call you an orang putih, a white person. But I don't know. Perhaps it's a holiday country. So many white people are coming there. They are get used to it.
yeah, so they
But
are
here you are really in.
very rare, and
Yeah.
specifically because of the security situation and all of those extremism and terrorism news and this world image about Pakistan. So we see very rarely the foreigners are coming in, and if they most of the time if they come, so they are coming for the hiking, climbing, and it's not.
They go often straight from Islamabad through the
So
northern
in
areas.
cities it's not
Yeah.
it's not that common. Maybe so this is one of the
Yeah.
reason. So you have reported on very critical issues as well, and specifically when it comes to human rights, when it comes to minorities. So, do you think, specifically as an foreign journalist, because when we as storyteller or filmmakers or native storytellers, we eventually face a lot of difficulties. I mean, uh, there are multiple censorship filters are there. But when as an foreign journalist, what do you think about how you navigate this?
If I don't have examples here of I got that they didn't like my articles, but in India, for example, when I was there for 5 years, there at the embassy they were reading all my articles. And there they didn't like it when I was writing about poverty because for them they were a country with 10% economic growth. So then they often asked me to come to the foreign affairs and they were often threatening me to stop my visa. Here, as foreign journalists, we know there's a line. You can write a lot. I don't think they will stop your visa because you are writing about Balochistan. You can't go there, but you can write about it. But some issues, you can't write about it. Then you cross the border, and then it's happened that journalists then are kicked out of Pakistan.
So, but are you saying like in Pakistan there is more freedom of speech compared to India?
I don't want to call it freedom of speech. It's more, I think India is more controlled than Pakistan. I've never heard at the embassy in The Hague that there the Pakistani embassy has hired a Dutch person to read every morning the papers and see if there's a story about Pakistan translated in English and see word by word what a journalist has written. That's something what India is doing.
Very interesting. So, uh, you have written multiple books, and one of your book is about like World War II stories. Have you thought about to write some book about your uh, uh, your stories about South Asia, about Pakistan?
I've written one book over Pakistan. That was a book. I worked, I think, 2 or 3 years on it. I did research. It was about transgenders and Sufis. So a lot of people were
Is it in
asking.
English?
Yeah, no, it's in Dutch. I have translated it in English. I didn't go to a publisher yet, but I have it in English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to read. This is a very
Yeah,
interesting topic when
it's a
it comes
nice
to.
book, I have to say. It was about it was portraits about the transgenders in Pakistan, but mostly of them are women, and I think high educated, but also they have struggled a lot. But they were real fighters. That's also the reason why I wanted to talk with them. They had problems with their parents. Later on, the parents accepted them or accepted them not. They went to universities. That's what I've seen in transgenders. That's why I like them so much. They have from the best from the men and they have the best from the woman. So they often are very artistic. They are very creative. They are smart. If you look, that's also what I found during my research at the Mughal court. At the Supreme Court of the Mughal court was a transgender because the Mughals trusted a transgender a lot because of this both sides and of it was a he or a she, I don't know, but this transgender during the Mughal court was so much more intellectual than the rest of the crowd.
And that link with the Sufism.
That's what I found out when I was, because I wanted to write a book about transgenders, and then I went to a Sufi shrine on Thursday evening, and then I saw a lot of transgenders who were dancing there. And I thought, oh my man, that's interesting. And how more and more research I did. And then I also went to Sufi experts, but also I interviewed Sufis. And they explained to me that the title of the book is also Sufis and Transgenders, Children of a Better God. Because because transgenders, they don't have a gender. So they are gender neutral. And according to many people in the Muslim world, Allah also doesn't have a gender. So that's the reason that a lot of people believe that transgenders are in direct contact with Allah. So I also heard the stories that nowadays I think it's over, but people were telling me in their youth they were not allowed to harm a transgender
Yeah.
or make her of him crazy because they say Allah will immediately punish you.
Yeah, and I mean, you generally, I mean, I remember from my childhood, like, we have been told, go to transgender and take their dua, ask them to pray for you,
Yeah.
you
It's
know.
the same
So,
still with weddings that they're dancing. I
yes,
went to the village
yes.
and I saw
Or
it.
the newborn,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So, yeah, it's very, so children of a better God.
yeah, of a better God.
So, how better God?
No, they are often softer. They are not so outspoken. They are sweet. They are also doing a lot for the community. I went to the Bari Imam also, and I took a transgender with me. I also said to her, "I'm going to expose you to the community. It's very hard that I'm going to do now." But she also wanted to face it. Let's see what was going to happen. I said we go to the women department and to the men departments. And then you go into in discussion with them, what they think about you. And it was amazing. Amazing. There was no any men, there was no any women who were against the transgenders. They were even blessing her.
Hmm. But I was like, once, I mean, I was with a transgender and I went to Bari Imam, and we were trying to go through the women's side, you know, but they said, no, this is a women's side. So they told us to take the men's side.
Oh, really? Yeah, we
Yeah.
went to the women's side. But that's also not correct, because in Sufism, there is no men part and the women part. It's always together. And in Sufism, always transgenders were accepted.
So what do you think about Sufi school of thought?
If it's the real thought, sometimes they also say they are a Sufi and then they still have an opinion or they are against something. I think a real Sufi, that's also the reason why I'm very impressed by Sufis. I wish I was a Sufi, but I'm not. Sufis are
You
giving.
look like Sufi.
Sufis are giving. Sufis are giving. They give you love. They give you food. They often they're also intellectuals, so you have very interesting discussions with them. But they ask nothing in return. But that's also what I've learned about your culture. If you look at the Pakistani, I think Indian subcontinent, the roots of your culture are going back to Sufism.
It is like
Yeah,
now.
because you have many. You have also ministers who came from very important Sufi
Sufi
families from
families.
Iraq,
Yes.
from what else? Iran. They came here, very liberal Muslims. I think that's what you still find in these shrines where they are dancing on Thursday evening, where everybody is, so everybody's welcome.
Yeah, but even like with the Sufis, you know, and with the Sufi school of thought, there is like, I mean, lot of critique as well, you know, and one counter thought is like Sufis are even not Muslims, you know, they don't consider them part of the Islam. So there are also like resistance from some sects as well. So it's very complicated.
Yeah, but I think I see it also in Indonesia. I did also a lot of research how Islam came. You see that there were traders from the Middle East. They brought their Islam, but I understand from the subcontinent, your Islam, what you had today, a big part came by the Sufis.
Yeah.
So if you deny now, then you are denying your own culture and your own roots.
So who is your favorite Sufi?
My favorite Sufi. Oh, once I went to Ceylon in Sindh.
Jawad Sharif.
Ja, naar Lal
Shahbaz
Kalander.
Yes.
Yeah, and what I really liked about the Red Sufi is you see Christians are coming there to pray, Hindus are coming there to pray. And I think in the time when you still had Buddhists, perhaps the Buddhists also went there. So that's amazing in a country as Pakistan, where we have our opinion about it. There, all the religions. That's often what I try to make. I love to write this kind of stories.
Yeah.
Always try to find them. Where is the moment? Where is the platform, the place where everyone meets each other, where we all agree
Yeah.
that we disagree.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's very I mean, you evolved with
Yeah.
the experience. I mean, it's like you leave all your labels behind.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. Have you been to Sajal Sarmast?
No.
So it's yeah, it's also in Sindh, Khairpur, and he's a poet of
Yeah.
seven languages, and they say like this Sajal Sarmat has more Hindu followers than Muslims.
It's interesting,
Yeah,
huh?
it's very interesting.
It's the same like, let's see if I can pronounce it. Mal, the two couple who is buried in Lahore. Hussein and
Madhulal.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I love the story.
Yes, very, very
Such a
interesting
beautiful
story. Yes,
story.
yes,
And it's also a place where people from all the religions are coming together. It's a
coming
very
together. Yeah,
simple shrine.
yeah, yes. It's a
That's
simple,
I like to write this kind of stories
and
because
this,
they're giving me inspiration.
yeah, and it's like it's very somehow. I mean, these stories are very interesting, and specifically when it comes to this anger, like that Madhu's love for his guru, or his Sufi. Even I mean, if we go back, even if we go back, it's like Rumi, and I mean, this whole dynamics are very interesting if we try to explore that. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that Sufi is another. I mean, it's we can have a whole conversation about them. But do you remember any Sufi poetry? Anything?
Sufi poetry. I have used a lot of poetry in my book.
But
I'm not so good in people can there
yeah,
are people
they
who can do
recite it.
this, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
recite
I'm
it.
not
And have you been to Bitsha?
bitch.
Latif Bitai?
I've been to the other one in outside Lahore.
Outside. No, this is Shah Latif Bitai in Sindh, in Bitsha.
Yeah.
And where there are like fakirs with the music.
Yeah.
So they play music there. If
There,
you have
there you went there for your
y-
documents. I
yeah, for
remember that you
documentary.
were.
You have seen Indus Blues,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So there is like this Bitsha is there, and there are these fakirs on the, and it goes on when it says like it's like maybe uh, 2 or 3 centuries it's going
Yeah.
on like this music, like it never stops. So it has a very different kind of, once you are there in the dargah, in the shrine, so it has a different kind of peace. You feel the energy.
Yeah.
So it is very different. And then now this music, I mean, they say it's like a prayer. So it is there as well. So Sufi school of thought gives you, in Islam, it gives you this kind of freedom, which I mean, in other sect, it's not, I mean, it's not, you don't get this much space there. So it's very interesting. And I mean, I am really inspired by it, and I really try to somehow bring that spirituality in my storytelling as well. If you have seen my
Yeah.
films.
You also
So,
have it. So you also could be a Sufi.
no, I'm not sure. So, okay. So coming back to, your journalism. So how this transition happened from journalism to sustainable tourism or community tourism? You still, I mean, do journalism, you still write, and but where this sustainable tourism or this community tourism idea came from? And I have seen you since last few years, like you are crazy. I mean, every time you are some interesting place. I haven't been to most of these places. How did you find those villages, those places? Like you were near Tarbela in those submerged villages of the Tarbela Dam, and so how this whole idea came?
I think to be honest, journalism has changed a lot. It's now very much about, it has become also in the Netherlands quite commercial. The storyline has changed. Always they expect you to write the same stories. If you don't, then it's very difficult to get your story sold. It was also, I think, in a moment that it gave me less inspiration. And I felt in, don't ask me why, I don't know. Sometimes I think, where did it happen? I fell in love with Pakistani villages. It became a kind of addiction. Yeah. I loved it. And
So
I
in
found,
Pakistan, people are leaving villages. They are coming to urban areas. They are migrating to the big cities, or they are going into different countries for for their livelihood. And you are, I mean, falling in love with
Yeah.
the villages.
Yeah, it's the whole atmosphere. It's peaceful, it's quiet, you hear the birds. Where in Islamabad do you hear the birds? You can walk for hours. There's so many things that you can see there are, but it's not only community tourism, it's often in combination with heritage.
Yeah, it's cultural
I also
tourism.
didn't know. Did you know that that Buddhism spreads from Pakistan all over Asia? That Alexander the Great came here on his horse, and that his horse is buried somewhere nearby the Jhelum River.
Yeah.
That,
And this whole Gandhara
it's whole
civilization.
your country is so full of history. And there are so many places. I've been on the highest hill on Narendra Fort, where there was a Pakistani scientist. I'm forgotten what he was measuring, but there was something important. And this other place is Tilla Jokian after Rotas Fort.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
It's so sad that
Tilla
all these
Jogian,
temples
yeah.
are going. Only it's every time when I'm there, it's becoming smaller. Or after in Swabi, I can make a whole list. I've been to, and every time people send me sometimes a message. Did you go there? Or they send me an example of a video. And sometimes is it also if I can't sleep at night, then I'm going to Google on my Google map,
Yeah.
and then you find a lot of places just by Googling. And
Wow, interesting.
then I do the next day when I'm awake. And then I do research, and then I'm trying to find out how far is the place. Can I go there easy by car? And then I'm going to take a look and make how can I say, build up a relation with the people there.
And you never felt insecure.
No.
How come? I mean, how I really want you to give this message to the world. I mean, because everyone outside there, they feel so much insecurity about Pakistan.
No, I felt never insecure. I tried to find a moment also on my own. No, I went to Swat, I went to Swabi, I went to Peshawar often in my little car. I go everywhere. I did my research by myself, and my Urdu is not very good, so...
But you never felt insecure.
No, I have never. There's no any moment that somebody has was aggressive or didn't want me or want to kick me out or I was not welcome.
And you are always welcome by the local communities,
always.
by the villagers,
Always kickling. There's stuff with kickling.
by the women in the villages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I also went to a village. It was very funny, and I wanted to go to that village because I heard that she was making the beautiful baskets. I wanted to see that basket. And I asked her to pick us up because I couldn't find the village, and she came without shoes. She jumped in the car again.
Yeah.
A mother, and then we went to the village. I think all the men were working in the Middle East. It was a complete women village. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Because this is the story of most of the villages in Pakistan, and because I think they don't have livelihood there.
No, they had some gardens where they were working it, but I think only for their own use, not that they could sell it. So she had started with a small basket, and she was selling them, and they were so loud, they were so outspoken, and the questions they were asking me. So that's. I go home after meetings like this, and then I'm so happy
And inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Because they show me what we already have lost. I don't know if you see it, but what I see in world over the world now, we only want to have big cars, big houses. Everything has to be big.
Material state.
Yeah, and we boast a lot about our career, what we are doing, and lie a lot about what we are doing, and you see how many people are unhappy.
They are.
Or in the Netherlands, you can die, and people are finding your body after sometimes years.
Yeah. Yes, the years.
Years, because the neighbors are completely forgotten you. And here in the village, I like it. The sun goes under. I also sleep sometimes I sleep also in the village. Yeah? The sun goes under, and people are having their chai, and children are sitting there. Then I think, it's life that my parents had when they were little, and we have We have lost it.
Past.
We have no connection with each other anymore.
I think we are losing it as well. So we are getting part of this globalization and this race of capitalism and that big car, big house and career and
It's an
everything.
empty life. It's a very empty life. I feel it also when I'm in these houses of these Pakistanis who are huge, huge. When the ceiling, then I think, oh my gosh, and all these rooms and the stuff that you hardly can walk in a big room because everywhere they have this kitsch.
Yeah, yes, yes.
And you talk with people and the discussions are about nothing. But since that's also a very funny story, since these villages, not everyone has a mobile phone, but if you now go to remote areas, often one or two have a phone and they have internet and they're watching YouTube. YouTube has changed the political situation in Pakistan.
It did.
That's the reason that Imran Khan won the election, because of YouTube.
And TikTok.
Yeah. And they are watching and they know everything. They are the political experts. They can tell you everything.
Yeah, everyone is political expert
It's
here.
so funny.
Yeah, I mean, even like TikTok, like it changed a lot.
I don't know TikTok. TikTok is not my thing. No, it's not my thing.
There are so many success stories about TikTok as well. So what is like this community or cultural tourism mean to you in practical terms? Like when we talk about the sustainable tourism, and if you with your Asian travel pioneers, do you think like this idea is working?
Yeah. We have sometimes we have mostly on Sundays and Saturdays we go with a whole group with Pakistani families and also with expats, even sometimes with ambassadors. And it's a fun trip. So we go to an heritage place. So last week we went to Murray, to the period back to the Raj.
Yeah.
So these old Catholic schools, and to the church. So I made a picture of all these Pakistani Muslims who were sitting in the church. Yeah, that's great. I have done my work.
I think it's like interfaith harmony.
Yeah, we also did with Ramadan. We went to Rawalpindi and there we did a tour through all churches and the graveyard of the Parsis and nothing Muslim. It was only Hindus, temples, and after that we had an iftar.
Wow.
Oh. I also like to bring people together.
Together, yeah.
And I see also there was with especially all these people who are working for these international organizations, they love to do this kind of tours because when they go to the village in Pakistan and when they climb the mountain and they enter in a village, they talk with people there, and we always have people who are translating, then they feel also that Islam is a bubble. All these expats who are living in a bubble.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and a lot of expats will never go with us because they are too afraid that the car will get dust or their shoes can be dirty, or they are thinking about that it's the security. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
most of the
always the
time they say
security-
like they are not allowed to go outside.
No, they
of
can
this.
ask for an NOC.
Hmm.
Every place in Pakistan except Balochistan
Yes.
and I think Kashmir.
Kashmir, yes.
But for all the places where we are going, you can get an NOC without any problems.
Yes, yeah.
And they even don't have to do it because at the office there's an office boy who is arranging the NOC. So it's just this.
So it's about your own internal motivation.
It's your interest.
Ah.
Sometimes I also make a dirty joke that for a lot of expats, Pakistan is a very good career place. If you have done your if you work for an embassy or for the United Nations here, even if they never went out of Islamabad,
Yeah.
they are diehards. And there was even a time that they got extra money
Yes.
because it was so dangerous. So, and then after 2 years, you see they get a better position because they have been in Pakistan. But if you ask them, and I'm sometimes very dirty, so I said, which places have you been? Now, sometimes a little bit Lahore or Karachi for their work, but for the rest, they've never been out. No.
But yeah, so it's very good for the career eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you collaborate with the local community?
I also have worked very hard on this, That means in almost all the places where we are going, in the north, also in the south, and also outside Islamabad, everywhere we have local partners. So almost every place where we are going, there is someone I know, and he knows us.
So if like the group they need accommodation, so they
Yeah.
are going to stay in those village homes, right?
Yeah, it's happened sometimes. Not that is really a point where or foreigners don't get an NOC for staying for the night, or they think the rooms are not good enough to stay. And that makes me sometimes sad. But I try to make a compromise in the sense, now to the northern areas, we're also doing a lot of tours with local guys. Everything has to be local. So I can't get them in the local houses, and they're beautiful. They're so beautiful with all these colors and the carpets, the pillows, everything. And again, their bathrooms are clean. But then still they want to stay in a better hotel with a hot shower. And then I think, why not for one night have fun, eh? But then the next day they go with local guides. Always local, always with locals. And if we have a day trip, I always try also to combine it with the lunch. So I go there in advance, and then we prepare, and people are going to cook.
Yeah.
So we pay extra for the food, we pay for their guides. I also ask them also if they have any stuff they can sell.
And I think that is such a such a practical and such an inspiring initiative, because I was part of couple of the groups as well. I went to that Texla trip, and and then we had lunch there, and it's very interesting. And you are specifically you are getting connected with the locals, with the villagers, and you are having these conversations, and you get to hear a lot of stories from the native people as well. And I am really inspired by this initiative of you. So what do you think, what kind of challenges you face when it comes to sustainable tourism? Uh, Infrastructure development, or like what kind of challenges do you face?
Now, what makes me sometimes sad is that I see that, especially from the government and the tourist offices, they are traveling all over the world and try to get people to Pakistan, but they don't know the situation in the field. Because
They're totally disconnected.
yeah, sometimes there is a problem with the clean toilets. That's yeah. I think perhaps it's culture. I don't know what it is, or I'm not going to say anything about it. I don't want. But and there are a lot of places where there is garbage. I don't blame these people because they don't know what to do with this garbage. So that's also the next step what we're going to do. We call it waste management. We start with a slogan: "Don't waste your waste." So I'm not an expert, so I'm going to bring expert in to train the people in the village that with waste you can make money, you can recycle it,
with
and
the
that
recycling.
is not coming. That in that way, the people in the village don't get a lot of support from the government.
So what do you think, like in recent years, specifically post-COVID, so there is lot of tourism, this, vloggers, everyone is going into the north and to the mountains for check-ins and for their videos, for your YouTube vlogs and everything. And it brought, lot of local tourism and local people, and specifically in youth, to into the tourism. Everyone is a travel guide now. Everyone is a tourist now. Everyone is a traveler if you go to their Insta or TikTok or whatever. What do you think about all this? You think is this a revival, and or how it is impacting the whole tourism industry and specifically environment?
Now, what I see that most of the people are going to the northern areas. You tell me that it has bringing in a lot of people, but the danger is also that it's becoming now mass tourism. And the business people in Lahore and Karachi, they are thinking, oh, this is for us also big money. So you see at Atabad Lake, it's a lake with a village.
Yes.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's a village, and it's because of a disaster. It's an artificial lake.
How many villages and people lost their life?
Exactly. So
in this
there is
lake?
no any respect for the story what has happened.
And now they are making their
They
these
make
big hotels.
even the sewage of the hotels are going inside of the lake, the rivers. What do you think about all these cliches? You after the North and the South Pole, you have the most ice. We need this ice for the rivers. We need the farmers are needing this water for the irrigation. But I'd never know it can. Yeah, we started in Switzerland last week. I hope people are now going to think here. It can happen that you wake up at night and cliché is going to die. You get it in your bed.
Yeah.
But again, it's what I noticed in the Swat Valley also. I ask in the Swat Valley also, and I ask it in the northern areas also. Are you happy with all this tourism? They're not. Because the only thing what they get is the garbage, they tell me. All these big hotels and restaurants and cafes and guides and mention it, all these tour organizations are in the hand of people outside Pakistan who already have money. Nobody is doing anything with the locals.
Okay, so local don't have any ownership.
Benefits. No, they have no benefits. No, they see slowly by slowly, and now I think it's going very
But
fast.
they say like most of these hotels and these places, they have employed the local people or low native people and the community.
And have you asked them how much they are earning? What's their salary? And what kind of contract do they have?
So it's very low on very low wages.
Of course, it's you spend a.
So it's more like exploitation.
Yeah, I think it is, and people should more realize all these blockers and flockers. It's all the same stories. They start by themselves. Oh, Pakistan is the most beautiful country. Then I think, oh, here we go again. But then, especially for the foreigners, I expect them. Please read, do some research before you're going to make the same stories. That when all these people are coming, Pakistan of the northern areas, it's a very sensitive environment. They can't have so many mass tourism. It's going to destroy the whole nature.
Yeah, and this whole, glacier melting phenomena.
Yeah.
And then there is flash flooding, and every year there are multiple incidents. So, yeah, but what do you think about this foreign vloggers, as you mentioned, So they come here, they go to Peshawar in the food street, and then they go to the north and into the mountains, and then they make this one video and they got viral in Pakistan. They get millions of views, and Pakistan. People say Pakistan. They say it's the same template.
Yeah.
Everyone is using it, So what do you think about this?
To be honest, I should not be the one who is answering these questions, because if you ask the Pakistanis, they are so happy. They are so happy because now they see on Instagram and on this TikTok and Facebook only happy stories. There's no any nuance. There's no any critical note. They're all walking to the meadows. Yeah, these girls who are running. Oh, Pakistan! And I think, okay. So I'm happy for the Pakistanis. If they think it's giving them a bitter image, it's good. But there is a whole story behind
it. How did it make you feel?
I wished that that more people are starting there with community tourism, or call it cultural tourism. More involving, because you don't see that with all this mass tourism, what has come to the northern areas, that more children are going to school. There's also poverty, And what people also don't realize, that there is not enough water or electricity or gas for everyone. Right. So that means if there are so many tourists, they first get the water, they first get the electricity. So the people in the northern areas, they don't get it.
Yes. Yeah, so they are deprived from their own
them.
resources.
It's their country, it's their place, it's their village, it's their mountain.
They have first right of.
Yeah,
of course they have first right of it. So, what lesson can Pakistan and even other Asian countries learn from global ecotourism?
Yeah, it's not only Pakistan. You see worldwide.
Yes.
Bali. I lived so long in Indonesia. Bali is also, the culture is gone. There's the real culture what was there, and the old paddy fields. So as I remember them, they're almost gone. And I think if the northern areas and Swat also, and now the Kalash are also popular. People go to the Kalash, but they even don't know it's a religious festival.
Yeah. It's a ritual, yes.
Yeah, they're making pictures of everyone. They're bringing the alcohol. That's not possible.
So it's very exotic for
Yeah, but we
the.
should stop with this. It's not Pakistan. It should be a worldwide discussion. It should be a global discussion where we are discussing with each other that tourism has to change. It should be more respectful. We are coming as a guest to their place. Why do we need luxurious hotels? We have showers at home and we have everything at home. Why do we need serenas in the northern areas and all these big, huge hotels who are built there? Doesn't fit there. But I can say that also about Indonesia, and I can say it about many places.
So what role can government or the private, I mean, institutions can play here?
Now I think it's a combination. It's not only the government, because I do understand Pakistani needs money, so they think that it's going to bring them dollars. But on the long term, you are cutting the chicken with the golden egg. Huh? I think it should has to be a collaboration. Local government, federal government, environment people, historians,
Anthropologists,
everyone has to sit
everyone.
together.
And it's more like, giving ownership and authorship to the local communities.
That should be rule number one.
Yeah, giving power to the local
Yeah.
communities. It's
Yeah.
more about if you want to promote tourism or create or bring tourism, so it should be co-creation.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should be equally involved
Yeah.
in this. So it's like, you cannot hijack this.
No, it's
So
their area.
yeah.
That's their area.
So this should be the way. This
No, yeah,
should
and
be
you
the way.
see
Yeah.
also that there are a lot of discussions and research and reports have been done. If you want to develop a country, you should not start with the top. You should start with the grassroots. You should involve the grassroots. And I really believe if you are doing it on a good way, working all together, setting up this training center, training the people, teach them. I think then it's a win-win situation. Then you will see that a lot of villages also the northern areas and in Swat and the Kalash, then they're going to benefit. If I tell you in Bali, it's the same problem. People don't know. You have 7-star hotels. The people are walking there the whole day in their bikinis. But if you go to the mountains of Bali, there you really feel there's a lot of poverty.
Poverty is there.
Children are going to school. Not all the children have shoes. But that's the story the Indonesian government don't want to hear. And also not the people of Bali. Because it's only this dollar that makes them so exciting.
Yeah, but this is what capitalism is.
Yeah.
So what keeps you going?
I think my heart. Yeah. It's my heart.
You want to do this.
Yeah, it's I think that's also what I realize when I'm here. I'm not an activist. I'm not a Mother Teresa, not at all. But I think we all in our life, when you get older, and I had so many blessings. I have, of course, I lost my father, but if I look back at my life, I am a very, very, very privileged person. If I look at my daughter, again, she's also very privileged. I think on a certain level in your life, you also have to give. And if you don't make money now, okay, then perhaps you have some savings on the bank. Start eating it before you're going to die. But that's what I like. It also makes me happy. It makes me happy if I bring a group or a couple or who else. And I see that these people have the same feeling after a day, that they also like going there and engaging with people. It's also, I love to bring people together.
And I think eventually it fills your own heart, your own soul. So it's more about that. I mean, it makes you like, it gives you more content. So whenever I travel, and specifically when I interact with this community, so this honesty and this rawness and this truth, it really fills me in, or fills my soul, and I crave for it to go again, to get into it. So yeah, I think this is our heart and our souls which keep us going. Coming back to some light questions. So first thing is like, is it good to be Gori in Pakistan?
I love it to be a Gori. It's fun, but let's be honest. I think a Gori is the last one who can complain. We are so privileged. Security posts, we can go in the restaurant. There's always a place for us.
Yeah. So why? So what's this behavior like? What do you think?
Now, sometimes I also misuse the situation. If I want something and it's not going to happen, then for the fun, I also say, "Hey, hey, hello, I'm a Gori, I'm a Gori."
And it helps.
It helps.
Yeah,
It
it
helps a
helps.
lot being a Gori. Let's be honest.
So what is something in Pakistan like you completely fallen in love with?
Food,
Spicy?
food, yeah, your food. Oh, I love it. I try to make it also at home. Well, the Netherlands, they love my Pakistani food. It's of course European Pakistani food, but
No, I think you are good.
I
You,
can start already in the morning with dal and roti, and I love this parathas with omelette and this chai. Oh,
how you made this decision, like to you want to stay in Pakistan for a longer time? So it's not just food.
yeah, it's what I said in the beginning also. I feel here is more, even I see also there is more garbage, there is more traffic, it's hot, it's cold, but here is life. Every day is a new day, and every day something happened. Never a bored day. I have never that I thought, oh my God, it was. I have it. I go back to the Netherlands just to see my daughter, but I can sit there and I think, what a boring day today. Nothing happens. Always happening. It makes you angry, makes you happy. It's you cry, you shout. It's
So many surprises.
yeah, but it's a lively country.
Yeah, it is.
Very lively.
Uh, and what do you think about people and the hospitality here?
It's easygoing. It's very easygoing. And you can, but I love it. I love it in the Netherlands. I call it praatje pomp. It's a talk about nothing, small talks.
So, what is the most beautiful hospitality gesture you remember, or any story?
Oh, that's I have seen it, and then I feel ashamed. I don't want it, but it's happening that they share the last food with you. Yet it sounds now also this blocker who's trying to make the most beautiful story, but it happened. They share really the last food with you. Now, in the Netherlands, if you come at 6 o'clock, dinner time in the Netherlands, 6 o'clock, if you ring the bell, you go to your friend, then they will say, oh, we were just supposed to go for our dinner. And often they even don't ask you to come inside. My mother, she was different. There was always an extra plate and extra food. But here in Pakistan, you can come every moment of the day. There's always food.
Yeah, so this
There's
is
always food. You cook the whole day. It starts already in the morning.
yeah, this is so true. So, what do you think? What cultural habit from South Asia or from Pakistan which excites you more?
It sounds very strange, but the how open people are, how easy people are accepting others. This again, we always talk about the Islam, but that's religion and that's culture,
Yes.
and not everyone is like this. We have made as journalism in our stories that the whole Pakistan is a Republic Islam, and they're all militants, and they're all even in the Netherlands during a course about terrorism and extreme Muslims. They show you a woman in a burqa and a man with a beard
Yeah, so it's like
in his
stereotyping.
traditional clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we have done. Let's see. We also have people in the Netherlands. They are, I call it true believers. They are really passionate by their religion because religion gives them also, how can I say, but because of the song of the mosque, they know it's 1 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock. You see, it's also gives the routine about their lives. And do we always have to discuss about religion? I think a lot of people they love to talk about their grandchildren. They love about how they are preparing their food, the walks, and all these kinds of things. But we have made this country about it. It's only about Islam. It's not.
Yeah,
I
but
never talk. I don't want to discuss with people about politics, and I don't want to discuss with people about religion. And for the rest, we are discussing about every subject.
yeah, so you have set these
Yeah,
boundaries here.
yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think about festivals in Pakistan?
And which festivals?
Like this Kailash festival, this like on the shrines there are like these Urs
Okay.
these gatherings? Have you been to, like, you have been
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Lal Shahbaz calendar? Yeah.
yeah. That was quite inspiring. Yeah, 5 days. I think after 4 days, I went home. This tabla was in my head. It didn't come out. But for a couple of days, I loved it. But also how all these people came with from far away, walking for days. But again, the festivals, we have made them as a tourist festival. The Kalash is now a tourist festival. So we are going to organize a trip to the Kalash. The first thing people ask me, are we going also to the festivals? Then I said, no, we are not going to the festivals.
Yeah,
We are not going to the festivals. Then book your tour to another company.
because
But,
it becomes so commercial.
no, we are not
and
going to a festival.
yeah, and it's not festival, it's more like, it's a very religious thing.
Yeah.
It's like their rituals, and and we don't respect them anymore. I don't know, I mean, and specifically when it comes to colors and girls and those dresses and everything, this is what I see very unfortunately. Most of the time I see, like, everything is on very surface level.
Yeah.
There is no depth in it.
No. And again, if people go to this Kalash festival, they don't want to sleep in the village, yeah? So that means that they book a hotel outside. So again, this money is not coming. They bring their own water. They bring their own stuff. So what is the benefit of all these Goris and all these foreigners and all these Pakistanis are going there to dance?
Yeah. Yes. No point at all.
No.
True.
No. That's the one of the village is one of the most poorest village.
Have you heard any interesting folk stories here? Like traditional folk stories?
I heard a lot of conspiracy. There's always conspiracy here
Yeah.
and black magic.
What did you think about black magic?
I saw it in Indonesia also. Yeah, black magic.
So they do.
Yeah, but we don't have folk stories anymore. I think my parents, my grandparents, they don't live anymore, but they also had folk stories. Don't forget, folk stories we had when there was not social media. It's the same what I also like in Peshawar. You have a market. It's the storytelling market.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so sad that it doesn't exist anymore. The last storyteller, I think he died a couple of months ago.
Yes.
But then when I walk on in this place and I think how beautiful it was so many years ago that everyone came on his camel.
Yes.
And on his horse. And then the horse has to rest and they were all sitting together and were telling each other stories.
Stories. Yes.
That's an art. Storytelling is an art. We don't have any art and we are scrolling the whole day on our mobile phones.
Yeah. So this technology, I mean, it took out all the socialization and everything, and it is making you lonely every passing day. And now this artificial intelligence, it is crazy.
Yeah. Digital media and everything digital. In the Netherlands, everything is now digital. We have no banks anymore. We don't talk with people anymore. We have, if you want to chat, you also get a computer, a robot. It makes people lonely. It makes you very lonely. And what do you think about you're being a creative person for your art, for your writing? I don't think that's social media or
no, it doesn't
scrolling
work.
on your phone.
I mean, you have to feel. I mean, you have to absorb. You have to experience. You have to touch. You have to listen. You have to see with your eyes. And until you don't experience it, you cannot bring it into your expression. Either it could be writing or it's a story, visual, whatever art, I mean, you are doing, you cannot bring it back. So what is the one thing you want, like, European knew about Pakistan and they should know about Pakistan?
Life, quality of life. That you can go and walk and sit and chat, relax. We are not relaxed anymore. Everything is on time. That's also what I see here. If you talk with my Pakistani friends, the first thing they will say, this woman is sometimes driving us crazy. Because if we say we come at 5 o'clock, then we have to be there at 5 o'clock. That's the way I was raised.
Yes, yeah.
I think there should be something about time and making appointments and be on time. But we have lost how to live.
And how to relax.
Yeah,
And how to
yeah,
let it go.
yeah. That's what I think that's the part. I don't feel it in Islamabad, but that's what I see. Just go in the Makala Hills, where the first villages are. There you feel already it's 5 o'clock, and we're all going to sit together.
Yes, yeah. And have tea.
Perhaps they are singing. Perhaps
Yes.
they're also
Have
dancing.
some
I don't.
tea,
Yeah,
anything. Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, this is the one thing. We Pakistanis are always late.
I was discussing with people in Pakistan also. I ask, we have a lot of people in the Netherlands now who have a burnout.
Yeah.
A burnout. It's very popular to have a burnout. If I ask Pakistanis about a burnout, they don't understand. Then I try to explain what a burnout means. Then still they don't understand that that your brains are so tired, that your body is so tired, that you
One night.
wake up in the morning and you don't know how to move anymore because of your burnout.
I think because we have this culture of, sharing, sitting together, having tea, and, this whole community and bring your heart out and, to share whatever you want to share, So I think it's a kind of therapy as well.
Yeah. Dus you don't get your burnout.
Yeah.
And you're not in a mental. We also have a lot of mental people who are mentally
depression
sick.
is
Yeah, we have a lot
there.
of depressions.
Uh,
I have, of course, I know some people that have some issues, but I think it's more that you are born with this, that you are.
But in Pakistan, unfortunately, I mean, depression is there. There are mental health issues, but we don't have much awareness,
Yeah,
And
that's
and
that
you were
part.
talking about the black magic, and
Yeah.
people think it's not the mental health; they think it's a black magic.
Yeah, it's mental health.
Yeah, so take it to some Baba or some Peer
Yeah,
and
yeah,
do
you go to
stuff.
the Baba. Yeah, I also sometimes have been to the Baba.
You have been to Baba? Or you did some story or something?
No, just for myself. They say it was in a moment that I think my daughter had some issues at school, and there were a lot of things came together that I was thinking my life is not going in the way I wanted to go. So then a good friend of mine said, "Let's go to the Baba in Rawalpindi." I don't believe all this that they put your head, but I felt but it was more that I was sitting there. I was just sitting there. He had all the time. If you go in the Netherlands to a doctor, in 5 minutes you are out. I think I was sitting there for 2 hours. Then I realized that I was so busy that I didn't know what it was just to sit and do nothing. So I was just sitting there. I still see it. I was sitting there in his room. I think I even was sleeping.
So it's more like a meditation.
It was so relaxed. And I thought, this is the best doctor. You don't
Yeah.
need medicines. He doesn't have to take a look. What is your problem? You just sit there in his chair. You get some chai and
Yeah. So it's more like a meditation, right? Yeah. So it's a difficult question, but because you have spent time in India like 5 years or more, and you have spent like uh 7-8 years in Pakistan. So what difference you felt about like India and Pakistan life and people? I know it's a difficult question.
yeah, it depends where you are. If you are in the north of India, where you cross the border and you walk in almost in Lahore. Yeah, in the beginning I made a joke. I said the difference between the Indians and the Pakistanis is that the Pakistanis are eating meat and the Indians are eating vegetables. It's not completely true. That's again, we don't know that a lot
Yeah.
of Indians are eating
Yes.
also meat.
Wait, yes.
But they also say acha tikka. What's the other one? Hanchi.
Yes.
You have the same, if you see the border goes straight through Punjab. So the culture at both sides. Religion doesn't matter. It's your culture. We have to look more at culture than religion, and that you share it. It's the same if you go to Rajasthan. It's not. It's nearby the desert of Tapakar.
Yeah.
There you find also the same culture.
Yeah. The culture is same. Yeah.
The moment you go to Tamil Nadu, you go to Kerala, then you are in an
Different.
But the Kashmirs, or you go to the mountain areas.
So it's same. Yeah.
Yeah, you are the same. You are.
Yeah.
And that's also what I feel. It's so sad that if we make stories about it, that we are listening to what the presidents and the politicians are telling. But I remember when I was living in Delhi, my landlord was an old guy. He came, an old Hindu from Lahore. Every time when I came back from Pakistan, he was crying and crying and crying. And then he asked me all the details about Lahore. He was missing Lahore so much. And my Indian friends were asking me, please tell us more stories. We also want to go to Pakistan. And here in Pakistan, I feel the same.
Same. Yeah.
It's like a big wall, and everybody tried to look at the other side of the wall, how it is there.
How is there? Yeah.
And that's what I think the politicians don't understand, or perhaps they understand and they don't want to understand it, that especially the youth. They feel connected to each other. They want to meet each other. They want to discuss with each other.
Yeah.
Look at yourself. I think you, as a filmmaker, a documentary maker, you would love to go to India and
Yeah.
catch up with your colleagues there. And the movies and the documentaries you can make
Yeah.
together.
And I tried multiple times, but unfortunately, I never got a visa.
If we are now in India, they will tell the same. We tried also to come to Pakistan, and we don't
This
get a
is so
visa.
tragic. This is
Yeah,
so
it's
unfortunate.
really it's tragic.
Yeah.
It
And
is.
I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the wars and, all this craziness, we don't understand like about this cultural, this human,
Hell.
and this loss of connection,
No.
So it is there. But uh, I think it's crazy at the extreme level.
Huh.
And it's so heartbreaking when you see. Do you think like eventually Pakistan and India make peace?
There were some moments when I think when I was in India, there were some moments that I really thought now it's going to the right direction. Don't forget that Musharraf
Yes.
with VP, not VP Singh, the other one, who was it? He was from the BGP. They,
Vajpayee.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
They made a deal.
Hmm.
They made a deal. That was very sad. And what I see also, but I don't know if I'm right, is every time when Pakistan and India are coming together, there is a dialogue. They're going to sit and talk, and then something happens. And then it's gone. The moment is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. And now after this recent escalation, I mean, now it seems.
Yeah, that sounds very hard. These people are going to die, yeah? They're going to die. All politicians are going to die. Modi is also going to die. And I think from this side, they're also going to die. So that means there's a new generation. The question is more, this new generation, are they prepared to make a change?
But like this whole mass media or mainstream media and this whole narratives which have been fueled, and this hatred which has been fueled through this digital mass mainstream or controlled media. So I felt even youth is so much brainwashed as well.
But still, I'm perhaps too optimistic. I still feel and still see that I hardly hear, if you go to the normal, don't ask me to describe a normal person, but if you see the normal Pakistanis and if you see the normal Indians, they are smart enough to understand what's going on. And don't forget, they are also, in their families, most of the Pakistani families have a grandmother from India.
Same goes for me. Like,
exactly, the relation is there. And even if you're going to die, the relation is still there. Because if you will
the
have
connection is
children,
there.
they will say that my father and his grandmother and his grandmother.
Yeah. So my ancestors, I mean, they were there. They came from like the Punjab of the India. Yes.
Everyone. I've made many stories about the partition. It's quite still. Even people who cross the border are already dead. But the story is still there because you know also where your grandmother came from. So as long you are telling these stories to your kids and you share it together, the connection will always be there.
Yeah. Yes. It is never going to be, it is like something you feel inside you. So
exactly. And that is what these cowards of politicians never can break or can destroy it completely.
Yeah, I think eventually it comes down to individual benefits, and and there is so much when it comes to the I mean, the war politics are totally different. So, yeah. But thank you so much. I just want to, I already took your time and, uh, I mean, you left me so much inspired. So, what is next for you? More writing, more traveling, more tourism,
More trips.
more
More
trips.
trips. Yeah, yeah. We are working very hard on working on Sikh tourism, on Buddhist heritage trails, on Sufi tourism is also very nice. I'm going back in July to the Netherlands, and then I'm going to set up a big marketing plan to get more foreigners to Pakistan.
I think that would be really
Yeah, that's
amazing.
really what I hope what
Uh,
I can do.
I would love to be part of
Yeah.
it, like some of them. And thank you so much. So, if anyone wants to, I mean, get to know more about these trips and tours, so you have Facebook page,
Yeah, I have a Facebook page, even a website,
Asian Travel Pioneers.
Asian Travel Pioneer.
Okay, and it's on Instagram as well.
Yeah, and on websites, we have a big website with all the places where we are going, and also we are mentioning which all the people we are working. So it's we are working with a whole team.
Perfect. Thank you. And we have some interesting ideas to collaborate on film as well. So we will discuss about that.
The Gori, yeah?
The Gori. Not
The
the
Gori in
Gori.
Pakistan.
Not the Gori in Pakistan. But thank you so much, Wilma.
Sure.
So nice of you. And I hope we will sit again sooner and to have more interesting conversation. Thank you so much.